I went to see the longest running play in the world. Of course, I'm talking about The Mousetrap by Agatha Christie. And this show has been on in London since 1952, 70 years. I was buzzing to go and see this show and understand why it is so amazing that so many people go and see it year after year for 70 years. And I really wanted to love it. But I didn't. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the show and also why you might like it and what are my reservations about it. So let's just dive in. If you prefer plays to musicals, then The Mousetrap is perfect for you. This is a murder mystery type of play and it is split across 2 acts. It lasts about 2 hours and 20 minutes and there is no singing. Like, music is very secondary to the storyline, so you can just enjoy the narrative, the characters, dialogues, but nothing too dancey or out there. So, if you prefer that, then definitely The Mousetrap is something that you might enjoy just because of its form. This play is a murder mystery full of suspense and just, makes you think who has committed that crime. If that is your cup of tea generally as a genre, I don't think that there's a better play for you to see on the West End. Agatha Christie is the queen of crime and mystery stories, and for a reason. There are so many iconic characters from her stories that people adore, so I am sure that there are some of these characters that you will recognize and love if this is the genre that you enjoy. If you're visiting London and you would like to experience the West End in its most British way, then I think The Mousetrap is a perfect play to do so. There are so many characters in this play that are quintessentially British, and also the set is this manor in English countryside, and just like the whole references throughout the play, such as grabbing your Evening Standard copy or just the ways that characters act around each other, it is giving you a glimpse of British society at the time, and also some of those things are still present nowadays. So I think it is the perfect way, I guess, touch upon those stereotypes of the British society, and if you're a visitor, this is something that could be really exciting. Ultimately, it is the longest running play in the world. It's been running for 70 years, close to 30,000 performances or more, so there must have got something right for audiences to come every night and fill the theater to the last seat. So from that perspective, I think the show definitely has something unique and it is worth going and experiencing it and just really embracing it for what it is rather than thinking too much about what you'd change about it, which is maybe something that I was guilty of. I definitely think this is a show worth checking out, but I also can't really disregard some things that stuck out to me as something that I was less excited about. Let's just put it that way. I would say when you're booking tickets, pay attention to the seat that you're booking and definitely check seat plan to see the seat view. I do go to the theater quite a lot and I was thinking that I won't be tricked by something like a bad seat view, but I was. So I was sitting in the upper circle and it was the row A, which is the front row, and I have been in this seat before for different plays in different theaters, but at this theater it is a bit trickier because the safety rail was really obstructing my view and I couldn't really see properly, and also the legroom was tiny. You could feel the people around you weren't also comfortable. It was also a hot evening, so it wasn't really air conditioned. Maybe it was, but not as much as it needed to be. So I think all of that really contributed to just not feeling really comfortable watching the play, which probably made my experience a little bit less enjoyable than normally. So I would say definitely pay attention to the seats that you're booking, and it's probably worth paying a little bit more to get a nicer seat because then you're going to enjoy the play more. It's worth noting that this play has been in this theater for 50 years, so it is pretty special to know that you're in a place where kind of it all started, or at least it's been going on for 50 years. In terms of things that I enjoyed less when it comes to the play and the plot, I felt that it was a bit slow for my taste, and it took a while for things to kick off and start happening. There are some really lovely characters that are introduced very early on, you get to know them, and that is nice, but it's also kind of, so what? What's going on? Tell me. I felt a little bit more like I wanted things to kick off a bit sooner than they have. I caught myself a few times, just my attention wandering off, and it could be that just the circumstances of not the great seat and being really hot, but like generally I didn't feel like it grabbed my attention, and I was like, okay, who did it? What happened? And this is something that maybe I wish I've experienced when I've seen this play. I appreciate this is a very personal thing, but murder mysteries aren't my type of story or genre that I particularly enjoy. While I do think that if a story is told well, I can enjoy any type of genre, and I generally think that everyone should give a chance to a good story that they resonate with. In this case, I feel like there were so many things that maybe didn't click, and I just feel that this is something that I couldn't overcome in this situation. Maybe it is to do with just the seat not being as comfortable and it being a very hot night, and maybe I should give it another go and see if that is gonna change anything. But generally, I feel like this is not one of those stories that left me feeling, wow, this is such an amazing thing that I've just watched. And I feel I was more excited in the lead up to going to the theater than actually when I was at the theater and then left. I was like, okay, I'm glad that I've seen this show, and I do really think that it deserves attention. But I can't say that it is my favorite show that I've seen this year. But there are 5 shows that I put in this video that are my favorite for 2023 and that you can potentially still see until the end of the year. So go check this video out if you want more theater inspiration. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe because I do these videos every week.